Welcome to the vast, sun-drenched fields, where the journey begins with the humble potato, growing strong and hearty beneath the rich, dark, and fertile soil. Farmers inspect the vibrant green leaves, signaling that the crop is ready for a bountiful harvest that will soon feed snack lovers everywhere. Massive harvesters roar to life, gently lifting the earth's treasure from the ground, separating soil from spud with a rhythmic, mesmerizing mechanical precision. Workers sort the fresh bounty right on the field, ensuring only the finest potatoes make the long trip to the processing facility ahead. Loaded onto massive red trucks, thousands of pounds of raw ingredients hit the open highway destined for a transformation into crispy golden perfection. Arriving at the pristine factory, the trucks tilt back to unleash a landslide of potatoes onto conveyor belts that hum with endless anticipation. The first step is a refreshing shower where high-pressure water jets blast away every speck of field dirt to reveal clean brown skin. Experts in white sanitary suits watch closely as the tubers tumble by picking out any imperfections before the real culinary magic begins inside. Rough, abrasive rollers spin rapidly against the vegetable skins, stripping away the outer layer to expose the creamy starch-filled interior waiting underneath. Now naked and clean, the potatoes march toward the slicers, ready to be transformed from whole vegetables into thin, delicate wafers of potential. Razor-sharp blades spin at blinding speeds, shaving the potatoes into uniform slices that rain down like a starchy blizzard onto the moving belt. Precision is key here, as every single slice must meet the exact thickness requirements to ensure the perfect crunch in every finished bag. The raw slices plunge into a water bath to rinse away excess surface starch, a crucial step preventing them from sticking together later. Emerging from the water, the wet slices are air-dried briefly before entering the hot oil, preparing for the most dramatic change of all. They hit the bubbling oil and dance violently, the heat instantly driving out moisture and replacing it with a golden, crispy, savory texture. An incredible aroma fills the air as the sugars caramelize, turning the pale slices into the iconic golden brown chips the world knows well. Conveyors lift the now crispy chips out of the fryer, allowing the excess oil to drip away, leaving behind a satisfyingly dry and crunchy snack. High-tech cameras scan thousands of chips per second, using blasts of air to reject any that are too dark or don't meet standards. In the quality control lab, scientists test samples for color and crunch, ensuring every batch meets the strict sensory profile of the brand. The golden base is now ready for seasoning, moving toward the tumbling drums where flavor science will meet the perfect potato chip canvas. A fine mist of savory seasoning powder falls like flavorful snow, coating every curve and ridge of the warm chips as they tumble gently. The rotating drums ensure an even distribution of spice, marrying the salty tang with the earthy potato base for a perfect taste explosion. Dedicated tasters in the lab sample the chips, checking for that signature snap and the precise balance of saltiness that defines the brand. Beyond taste, rigorous chemical analysis verifies the oil content and moisture levels, guaranteeing that the shelf life remains stable for the consumer's enjoyment. Workers keep a vigilant eye on the production line, their practiced gaze spotting any irregularities that the automated systems might have somehow missed. The finished chips are sent to the packaging deck, where multi-head weighers calculate the exact portion for each bag with incredible speed and accuracy. Rolls of colorful foil unwind rapidly formed into tubes that are sealed at the bottom, waiting to catch the falling cascade of snacks. A puff of nitrogen gas fills the bag just before sealing, preserving the freshness and protecting the delicate chips from crushing during transit. Robotic arms grab the sealed bags with gentle suction cups, placing them neatly into cardboard boxes destined for supermarkets and convenience stores globally. Each box is scanned and tracked, ensuring full traceability from the farm to the shelf, maintaining the highest standards of safety and quality. Let us look closer at the texture, where the microscopic bubbles formed during frying create that light airy crunch that dissolves on the tongue. Uniformity is the gold standard here, as customers expect every single chip in the bag to provide the same satisfying experience as the last. For the classic, salted variety simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, requiring only the highest quality salt to elevate the natural potato flavor profile. Between batches, the stainless steel machinery is sanitized, reflecting the bright factory lights and the commitment to a spotless, sterile food production environment. Back at the start, temperature-controlled storage rooms keep the raw potatoes dormant, preventing them from sprouting or spoiling before their turn in the fryer. The slicing blades are calibrated to the millimeter, because even a hair's breadth difference can alter the frying time and the final chip texture. The frying oil is constantly filtered and replenished, keeping it fresh to prevent any off flavors from tainting the pure, savory taste of the chip. Optical assorters recognize burnt edges or green spots instantly, using precise bursts of air to kick the rejected slices of the main production line. It is a literal waterfall of golden snacks, a continuous flowing river of food that represents the massive scale of this industrial culinary operation. Automated forklifts zip across the warehouse floor, lifting stacked pallets of boxed chips high into the racking systems, ready for distribution to the world. The loading docks are a hive of activity, as trucks back in to receive the pallets, ensuring fresh snacks reach stores before they expire. When you pull apart the seal of the bag, the release of nitrogen carries the fresh scent of fried potato directly to your senses. For the spicy varieties, the seasoning drums are coated in a vibrant red dust that promises a fiery kick to the unsuspecting palate. The perfect crispness is not an accident, but a carefully engineered result of starch content, oil temperature, and the precise thickness of every slice. In the lab, technicians measure specific gravity to determine solid content, a critical metric that dictates exactly how the chip will crunch when bitten. Nothing goes to waste here, as the starch washed from the slices is collected and repurposed, and potato peels are sent to local feed. The packaging jaws clamp down with heat and pressure, melting the foil layers together to create an airtight barrier against stale air and moisture. Agile robotic spiders snatch up the finished bags, orienting them perfectly before dropping them into cases with a speed no human hand could match. Automatic tapers seal the cardboard cases shut, securing the cargo for the long journey across highways to distribution centers in every corner of the country. Millions of pounds of potatoes pass through these stainless steel gates every single year, feeding a hunger that seems to never truly go away. Maintenance crews constantly swap out the slicing heads, ensuring the blades remain razor sharp to prevent shattering the delicate potato structure during the cutting phase. The fryer temperature is set to a precise curve, starting high to sear the surface and dropping lower to cook the center thoroughly through. Quality assurance technicians constantly titration the cooking oil, checking for free fatty acids to ensure the frying medium remains pure and neutral in flavor. The chips must be seasoned while still warm and slightly oily, allowing the flavor particles to bond permanently to the surface of the snack. The shiny interior of the bag is actually a complex laminate designed to reflect light and keep the savory contents in total darkness forever. A blast of compressed air fires with sniper-like accuracy, knocking a single burned chip out of the air without disturbing the good ones surrounding it. Water used to clean the raw potatoes is filtered and recycled back into the system, minimizing the environmental footprint of this massive industrial operation. For the uniform stackable varieties, the process starts differently, with potato flakes mixed into a consistent dough that is rolled out into a sheet. The dough sheet travels under rotary cutters that punch out perfect circles, leaving a web of scrap dough to be recycled back into the mix. These circles are draped over curved molds, holding their shape as they travel through the hot oil to become the identical chips we recognize. Locked in their curved forms, the dough circles fry evenly, ensuring that every single chip stacks perfectly atop the next one in the tube. Once fried and rigid, they pass through a curtain of seasoning, catching the flavor on their curved surfaces before sliding into alignment for packaging. They are not bagged but rather slid gently into upright canisters, a different approach that offers a sturdy shield against breakage for the consumer. Back on the main line, the nitrogen flush is critical, pushing out oxygen that would otherwise cause the frying oils to go rancid quickly. Random bags are pulled from the line and submerged in water to test the seal integrity, ensuring no bubbles escape from the airtight package. The sound of a fresh bag opening signals the start of a sensory experience, releasing the trapped aroma of salt oil and earthy potato. The cardboard cases are erected automatically, ready to receive the inflated bags, which are dropped in with a gentle thud by the high-speed packers. Stacks of boxes are wrapped tight in plastic film, securing the load to the wooden pallet, so it remains stable during the rough transport. Before leaving the factory floor, every package passes through sensitive metal detectors, a final safety check to ensure absolutely no foreign objects are inside. Chemists titrate solutions in the lab to measure salt levels down to the percentage, ensuring the flavor profile never wavers from the established recipe. The vast tanks of vegetable oil outside are pumped in continuously, maintaining the lifeblood of the operation that transforms raw starch into golden indulgence. A perfect chip glows with a light golden hue, a visual promise of the savory crunch that waits to be unleashed upon the first bite. Artificial intelligence now aids the sorting process, learning to identify subtle defects in color and shape faster than any human eye could ever hope. The diesel engine rumbles as the driver pulls away from the dock, carrying a cargo that brings joy to parties, picnics, and lunch boxes everywhere. It is a 24-hour operation where the lights never dim, driven by an insatiable global demand for the simple salty satisfaction of a potato chip. The reconstituted potato chips offer a different bite, a consistent and sandy texture that breaks apart predictably, offering a unique alternative to the traditional slice. Sustainability efforts focus on reducing water usage and energy consumption, trying to make the journey from farm to snack bag as efficient as possible. Innovation teams are always at work testing bold new spice blends to coat the next generation of chips, pushing the boundaries of savory snacks. When the slicer blades grow dull, the line pauses briefly for a swap because a clean cut is essential to prevent oil absorption issues. Lasers etch the expiration date and batch code onto the film in a split second, providing the vital tracking data for every single packet. The factory floor vibrates with a mechanical rhythm, a symphony of steel and steam working in harmony to produce the world's favorite salty treat. Vibrant orange paprika and pungent onion powder swirl in the drums, clinging to the oil to create a coating that will stain fingertips deliciously. Vertical baggers pull the film down in a blur, creating a pillow of air that cushions the fragile contents against the shocks of shipping. Steam peelers use high pressure to blast the skins loose, ensuring that the maximum amount of nutritious potato flesh is saved for the slicer. It is the Maillard reaction in action, where heat meets amino acids to brown the edges and unlock that deep, savory, roasted potato flavor. Every hour, quality checks measure the crush force required to break a chip, scientifically quantifying the exact satisfaction of that first loud, crispy bite. In the warehouse, the air is cool and still a stark contrast to the hot, humid energy of the frying room just next door. Palates differ by region, carrying unique flavors like vinegar or cheese to specific markets that crave their own distinct variation of the classic snack. When the consumer lifts the bag, they feel the weight of quality, a promise that the air inside is protecting whole, unbroken golden chips. Held up to the light, a perfect chip is translucent and glowing, a stained glass window of starch and oil that signals absolute frying perfection. Excess oil is drained away, on vibrating belts, ensuring the final product feels dry to the touch while retaining that essential rich mouthfeel. Thick cut varieties spend a little longer in the fryer, developing a harder crunch that demands a stronger bite, releasing flavor in a slower wave. The bright yellow logo is recognized instantly across the globe, a beacon of consistency that tells travelers they can find the taste of home. From the moment the potato leaves the truck to the moment it is sealed in the bag, less than 30 minutes have typically elapsed. Human operators monitor screens displaying real-time data, adjusting the burner intensity by fractions of a degree to combat any fluctuations in the raw ingredients. Heat sealers fuse the packaging layers instantly, creating a hermetic bond that locks out humidity, the sworn enemy of the crispy dry potato chip. Regional spices are swapped out quickly, allowing the same line to produce tangy barbecue in the morning and cool sour cream by the afternoon. The salt crystals must be the perfect size, dissolving instantly upon contact with the tongue to trigger that immediate addictive desire for another bite. Retailers stock the shelves high, knowing that these colorful bags are an impulse buy that few shoppers can resist when passing down the aisle. It is a marvel of modern food engineering, turning the dirt-covered tuber into a pristine golden wafer that delivers joy with every single crunch. The crinkle-cut blades spin with a serrated edge, carving deep valleys into the potato that will later hold on to heavy ridges of seasoning. Continuous circulation filters sweep away tiny crumbs from the oil, preventing them from burning and ensuring the cooking medium remains clear, golden, and pure. There is a distinctive acoustic signature to a quality chip, a high-pitched snap that resonates through the jawbone, signaling absolute freshness to the brain. Checkwiggers kick off any bag that is too light, guaranteeing that the consumer receives exactly the amount of product promised on the printed label. For the creamy varieties, notes of buttermilk and herbs are blended into the seasoning, creating a cooling sensation that contrasts beautifully with the warm crunch. Inside the truck, the boxes are stacked in a specific pattern to maximize stability, preventing the load from shifting during the long haul ahead. The specific starch chemistry of these potatoes is unique, bred specifically to withstand the intense thermal shock of the fryer without burning or shattering. That metallized film layer is a technological marvel, a fortress that blocks out ultraviolet light, which would otherwise degrade the delicate oils within days. The centrifugal force presses the potato against the stationary blades, slicing with such speed that the human eye sees only a blur of white motion. Intense acidity meets salt in the vinegar variety, a sharp flavor profile that makes the mouth water instantly and clears the palate for another bite. Suction cups on the robotic packers breathe in and out rhythmically, handling the fragile bags with a gentleness that belies their cold steel mechanical nature. Whether at a backyard barbecue or a solitary movie night, the ritual is the same. The bag opens, the hand reaches, and the crunch begins. The steam peeling process is incredibly efficient, removing the skin in a flash while preserving the maximum yield of the valuable energy-rich potato flesh. Sensors detect temperature drops in the oil, immediately firing the burners harder to maintain the thermal equilibrium necessary for that perfect golden brown finish. While the brand is global, the potatoes are often local sourced from regional farms to reduce travel time and support the surrounding agricultural community. As the chip breaks down, the starch releases savory notes that coat the tongue, leaving a lingering buttery aftertaste that is undeniably rich and satisfying. The uniform chips ride their molds like little saddles constrained during frying to ensure they will eventually nest together with mathematical precision in the tube. Electrostatic charges are sometimes used to attract the seasoning powder to the chip, ensuring that more flavor ends up on the snack than the equipment. A conveyor belt of gold stretches into the distance, a testament to the sheer volume of snacks required to satisfy a hungry waiting world. Oxygen sensors verify the atmosphere inside the sealed bags, ensuring the nitrogen flush was successful in displacing the air that causes staleness and spoilage. The packaging film creates a vital moisture barrier because even the slightest humidity in the air can destroy the crisp texture within just minutes. Advanced optical technology sorts billions of slices, rejecting anything with a slight imperfection to guarantee that only the most photogenic chips survive the process. The journey from the soil to the supermarket shelf is a race against time, optimized at every single step to preserve freshness and flavor. When the heat hits the raw sliced starch, granules explode and gelatinize, creating the rigid structure that defines the classic brittle potato chip snap. Palletizers stack the boxes with geometric perfection, building stable towers of product that will travel hundreds of miles without shifting or collapsing in transit. The distinct aroma of frying potatoes wafts through the plant, a comforting savory scent that signals the continuous creation of a beloved global snack. In the seasoning tumbler, the physics of rotation ensures that the spice blend navigates every curve, delivering a consistent flavor heat with every bite. Consumers trust the brand for consistency, knowing that a bag opened in New York will taste exactly like a bag opened in Los Angeles. The golden hue indicates the perfect level of caramelization, a visual cue that tells the brain the sugars have cooked to a savory deliciousness. Every batch undergoes a rigorous crush test, ensuring the chip is strong enough to hold a dip but fragile enough to shatter pleasantly. From the humble earth comes a snack of simple ingredients transformed by heat and precision engineering into a crispy icon of modern food culture. The nitrogen flush does more than preserve. It creates a pressurized cushion acting like an airbag to save the chips from being crushed to dust. Quality control experts taste the chips at regular intervals, calibrating their trained palates to detect even the slightest deviation from the master flavor standard. The thin sliced classic offers a delicate glass-like fracture, while the wavy cut provides a robust, hearty crunch that stands up to thick, heavy dips. Sustainable practices ensure that water is reclaimed and heat is recovered, making the massive industrial process as efficient and eco-friendly as technology currently allows. The sound of the factory is a constant rhythmic hum, a soundtrack of productivity, where raw agriculture is converted into shelf-stable, golden culinary pleasure. Before the potatoes even reach the slicer, they are graded for size, ensuring that only the largest tubers become the premium full-size chips we love. The seasoning adheres to the surface oil, creating a flavor bond that releases instantly upon hydration in the mouth, exciting the taste buds immediately. Automated guided vehicles navigate the warehouse floor, silently moving heavy pallets with robotic precision to the correct loading base for their final journey outward. It is a delicate balance of temperature and time frying the moisture out without burning the sugars, achieving that elusive perfect golden brown potato color. The shiny bags line the shelves, a colorful mosaic of flavors waiting to be chosen, promising a moment of pure salty crispy joy for everyone. Three simple ingredients, potatoes, oil and salt, come together in a perfect union, creating a timeless snack that transcends borders, cultures, and generations around the world. The first bite delivers a satisfying crunch, followed by the melting, savory richness of the potato, a sensation that has been engineered for pure delight. From this single facility, millions of bags flow outward like a golden tide, reaching every corner of the market to satisfy a universal human craving. It is a partnership between the soil and the science, between the farmer's careful hand and the engineer's precision, resulting in a flawless edible masterpiece. That familiar pop of the bag opening is a universal language, a sound that instantly signals it is time to relax, share, and enjoy life. Behind every single chip lies a rigorous process of testing and tasting, a commitment to excellence that ensures the very last crumb is delicious. The journey is complete, transforming the raw energy of the sun and earth into a crispy golden treasure, that brings a simple smile to faces. For decades, this brand has defined the category, setting the standard for what a potato chip should be. Fresh, flavorful, and impossibly addictively crispy. From the farm to the fryer, from the factory to your fingertips, this is the incredible high speed story of the world's most beloved potato chip.